But and look at this. This is fucking sick. So, as I said in the last video, I went to Italy, got these two. I picked up an old Roma scarf. Because I'm in Rome. Kind of have to get me old Roma scarf, because these are two teams I support from the Serie A. I think I've said that right. I'll fucking die if I butchered it. But we have an old Roma scarf. We got an AC Milan scarf. It's looking good. I'm trying to build out the old background a bit. Going to whack my football boots there. So that's gonna be clean. And I will over time build up more scarves, and I'll probably hang them there. And there's this little corner here beside the Garnacho painting. I have to figure out what I'm gonna put there, because that's gonna fucking drive me up the wall. That lighting looks a bit dodgy. Hang on for a second. You're getting a bit of a glare. There we go. That's it fixed. Anyway, I'm gonna stop kicking about and take this. Right, how's it going? We're back with another L video. Right, the start of this video was fucking weird. As I said in the start, a lot of energy. So I don't know what's going on with me. It's a Monday afternoon. I shouldn't have this much energy. I don't know. Maybe it's the background looking fucking sick that's affecting it. I don't know, but I'm gonna quickly get into what we're doing here, so I'm not taking up any more of your time that I don't need to take up. So obviously, as you know, we're looking at another game we played. Most recent one is the Nottingham Forest game that happened, which it's not great. It's not great. A track record this season in at 3 games. It's not brilliant. 3 games, 2 wins, a loss. It'd be better if we got 3 wins, but I'll take 6 points. It's better than what happened last season where we lost 2 games in a row. And I think we drew our 3rd one. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how that ran. So we're doing much better than we did last season. I'm gonna sit properly on this chair instead of that. This is what's gonna annoy me. My head's getting in the way of the AC Milan thing. But going to quickly have a look at the squad lineup and compare Erik Ten Hag's lineup compared to my one and how I personally would have ran it. So we're gonna do it on this side. We normally do it this side. We're gonna switch it up. We're going this side will be the lineup. So obviously Erik Ten Hag is gonna come up first because he is our actual manager. So obviously Onana in goals. We're not gonna put fucking Henderson in there, and we have no one else. Back 4 of Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Delao. I don't have anything to complain about there, but that's a solid back 4 with what we have. A centre mid pairing of Eriksen and Casemiro, which obviously worked out. Eriksen scored a goal, Casemiro scored a goal. Obviously attacking mid is Bruno Fernandes. On our wings we had Rashford on the left. Obviously Brazilian man Anthony was on our right, and Martial, he wasn't on the left, he was up front, which is much better than it was last week when we had Rashford up front, which you quickly got to see. I'd only make 3 changes to this squad. There's nothing wrong with this squad. I just think these are 3 younger players that I think do have potential to be United players in the future, and I think if Ten Hag likes these players and he wants to give them some opportunity in the Prem, it's teams like Forest are best off doing that. So again, in goals, Onana. Back 4 of Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez and Alvaro Fernandez. Now, obviously Fernandez, that's a change from Delao. Midfield pairing, right? Got it there. I've nailed it that time. With Dan Gore and Casemiro, I was saying to my dad, I think Dan Gore would have been a good shout against Forest. He was like, over Eriksen? And I said, yeah. And he was like, well, Eriksen did score a goal. And I said, yeah, but Eriksen is an attacking midfielder. I think Gore is more of a box-to-box midfielder, so I think he could have done a job there. And again, it's Forest. Not a massive team we should be worrying about, but we nearly lost them, so maybe it might have been the best of shouts. but I think Dangor would have done well in that midfield pairing with Casemiro. Better physically and defensively, in my opinion, than Eriksen is, but obviously not as good pushing forward due to the fact Eriksen has had more experience over time. Bruno, attacking midfielder, there you go. Now the wings, on the left I'm keeping Rashford, but on the right I personally would have put on Pellistri to obviously Rashford is more of an inverted winger, so he can come up the left and he can ping shots in, but he also goes in to take shots in the box. So I think having Pellistri go up that right midfield, and then having Rashford come in off the left, Martial be obviously in the box, and Pellistri just ping corners in and passes in. I think it would have worked out well, but yeah, they are the only changes I personally would have made for this team. And again, as I said, it's just to give more game time to certain players. So very quickly, and I'll run through the score prediction. I thought we'd win 2-0. I did think Forest would give a bit of a game, but I just thought we'd be able to overpower them in a way. But obviously it didn't play out that way. It was a very, very tight win. Obviously 3-2. But yeah, for those of you who didn't see it, we won 3-2. Very, very close. So we're going to quickly move on to the player performances. So with the player performances, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, this is your first one. Essentially with player performance, I think it's very kind of straightforward. I look at the performance of certain players. And there's 4 that stood out to me. Wan-Bissaka being one of them. He, for me, was one of the only United players that were on the ball. Very good performance for Wan-Bissaka, which, I'm happy to see him playing well, because obviously there was rumours. That's the fucking word. How have I forgotten that word? I have no clue. But there was rumours he'd be leaving United throughout it was just before the transfer window, and then a bit throughout the transfer window. But obviously, we've kept him this far. Could change in the next coming days. The window still hasn't shut, so who's to say he doesn't go in the next couple of days. But he had a good performance, which again I'm very happy. You're always happy when a player on the team you support has a good game. You want them all to have a good game, but that's very, very rare that every player that is in the chosen lineup for a game is going to have a great game. Or even a good game. But for me, Wan-Bissaka had a good game. So, yeah, in comparison to some dull performances of some players. Which brings me onto Casemiro. Not saying he had a bad game, before anyone goes to go into the comments saying, oh, you're talking bollocks. Relax a minute, right? For me, I think for most United fans, Casemiro just didn't seem as sharp in the first half. He seemed a bit off pace, off form. I don't know what it is, but he just didn't seem or look like Casemiro. He was like someone I found Casemiro's lookalike on fucking, I don't know, Fiverr. Got him in and then played him the first half, and then the actual Casemiro rolled up for the second half. He just seemed to be getting past a lot of players were running through and just brushing past him like he was nothing. And Casemiro, he just is arguably the best defensive midfielder in the world at the moment. So it's not like him to be that easily ran past. It'd be like Ronaldo not being able to put the ball in the back of the net. It'd be like Messi not being able to dribble past a singular person. Just weird to see. So he seemed a bit off form, and again, not going to keep going on because I'm just saying he came back in the second half, so that's good. Now we're going to have a quick look at Bruno Fernandes, and for me he was the best United player on that pitch. He just was, as I said, Some of the lads had good games, but majority of them just didn't seem all there, didn't seem on form. But it worked out in the end, and Bruno Fernandes, look, people can give him however much shite they want to give him. They can completely they can call him out, they could say he's whinging, he's this, that and the other, he shouldn't be a captain, any of that shite. But for me, he was a leader out on that field that day. I don't know about the rest of you, but I felt out of all of our players on the field, he was the one that was keeping, trying to keep the lads together, trying to keep them going and keep going till the last whistle, keep the heads up, which worked out. Now, the last player I quickly want to touch on, Rashford. I talked about him last video, where he was playing up front and he didn't seem all there, he just seemed out of his element. Put him on the left again, it just shows he's not a striker, he's a left winger. Martial is a striker, but he can do a job on the left wing if we really, really need him. Rashford's a left winger, can't really do a job up front if we really, really need him. He can't. He just can't. So I don't want to hear anyone say Rashford this, Rashford that, play him as a striker. No, because it's not the same. It's not the same player. Last season he had bad games, but he still seemed confident and competent in the role he was playing. Up front he doesn't. Up front he looks like a headless chicken. Just doesn't know where to go. But in this game, on the left, right, 2 assists, and he was the player felt that then led to Bruno scoring that penalty. So he was involved in all 3 goals, if you think about it in a way. Penalty's not really a way of like an assist, but if he didn't get felt, he weren't getting that. So so that's it. They're the players that I quickly wanted to talk about and give my opinions on, and yeah. Right, so this is the end of the video. We had a look at the player performances, we ran through how I would have changed the squad, we had a look at the L score predictions. I want to know, what did you think the scoreline was going to be at the end of said video? At the end of the game, fucking, as I said, I have energy, but the brain cells have clocked out for the day. So, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but quickly before I go, I do have a website which is here. I sell some prints. These ones, the United ones, are on their way. They're just taking a little bit more time than I expected to be completed. So they should be there pretty soon. I have other prints up there of other pieces of art I've put together. I have some hoodies and t-shirts and different items of clothing. I have some tote bags. I have a water bottle, like a steel one, keeps your water cold, so that type of stuff. If any of that seems up your alley, website's there. Please have a look. I would appreciate that so much. I have an Instagram for this channel, so if you want to keep up to date on stuff like that, I've posted a couple of the artwork of the United players up there, so if that's interesting to you, that seems up your alley again, go follow it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll talk to you in the next one.